Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Boink Studios, and check us out on boinkstudios.com, where you can see all of our projects, past, present, and future. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again here on Facebook Live. Glad you are with us. We're also recording today. The show will post on YouTube as well as Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio. Subscribe and download today, and please follow the Tom Clark's Main Event Facebook page for more content. This is episode number 170, and yes, we're moving right along here on Facebook Live. We want to thank everyone for joining us here, of course, and for coming back each and every week. Much thanks to Heidi Ryan and the whole crew of Wrestling Rumors for giving us this platform. We do greatly appreciate it. So episode number 169 was WWE Elimination Chamber, Revolution, and more. We covered both events and also covered some WrestleMania as well. We also tried a new format, and we're back once again to fine-tune it and to play with it a little bit more. But how about we just get to the show? Yes, this time the main event is the latest coronavirus cancellations. Easy for me to say. That's a mouthful. Yes, my friends, it's getting wackadoodle out there. The whole world's gone to hell. The pro wrestling world itself has gone all to pieces. This thing has fallen down on top of us, fallen down around us. The coronavirus has laid the body slam to the business. It's been insane. Hello, Betty. Hello. SmackDown has been canceled. We're going to get to that here shortly. We're going to dive in to everything that's going on in the world of WWE, New Japan, AEW, all the latest cancellations and all that good stuff. So, let's see what all's going on here. As far as SmackDown is concerned, the SmackDown show tonight will now take place at the WWE Performance Center. That is the latest that's being said from WWE at this point. That's where we stand. SmackDown's not been canceled. It's been moved to the Performance Center. I imagine that if you had tickets to see the show, and to my knowledge the show was not sold out, if you had tickets, I imagine WWE will refund you. I can't say that for sure. I don't know what the policy is right now at this moment. Hello, John in the UK. Jonathan, thank you for joining me, my friend. Thank you for about the logo, Sandy. That's my logo for the show now. It's something new that we're trying. Let's see. Listen, everyone's asking me about cancellations, so if you'll hold tight, we're going to get to these things right now, okay? So let's see what we got here. As far as WWE cancellations, everyone draw close and pay attention. Listen to your boy, and I'll let you in on it. March 14th, Venice, Florida, NXT. March 15th, Daytona, Florida, NXT. 15th, Youngstown, Ohio. March 22nd, New York City, MSG show. As far as the rescheduled to be determined aspect, March 13th, SmackDown, as we've already said. March 14th in Toronto. The 15th, Youngstown, Ohio. 16th in Pittsburgh, Raw TV taping is now saying rescheduled to be determined. April 5th, WrestleMania. That's a big one, kids. We don't know at this point whether or not WrestleMania 36 is actually going to take place live. So we will see. Michael says if they cancel the 2020 election, you would see how quickly this would cure itself. Yeah, I have no doubt about that for sure. No, they're not canceling my show, Michael, much to the dismay of my critics. I defy my critics. I continue unabashedly move forward in spite of my critics. So my critics can do two things. And they can do it all the while enjoying hot garbage. Because guess what? I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So, yes. Sorry to disappoint anyone out there. But, yes. What's up, Lance? What's going on, brother? Glad you could come back and join us once again. As we said before, it's getting absolutely crazy out there, people. This thing has become much bigger than I think any of us ever anticipated it could be. It is absolutely wackadoodle out there, folks. The whole world, as we said before, is falling apart all around us. It is absolutely insane. Sorry for the lagging, Liam. No, that's not being done intentionally. As I said before, we're still playing at the format. Please, everyone, be patient with the show here. I would greatly appreciate it. The format I was using last week, the server I was using last week was doing by far much better than I guess the one today is. Last week we were using live stream. Today we're using OBS, so it might be a little bit behind, and you guys might notice from start to finish. My apologies for that. If you're just listening to the show and not watching, boy, you're missing a good time. You're missing the live video feed that takes place nearly every Friday on Wrestling Rumors Facebook Live. So there you go. India, thanks for coming back. You have been MIA for a while, haven't you? David says WrestleMania should be postponed. Stone Cold is back Monday. He's still being advertised to my knowledge. SmackDown was not canceled. It's been moved to the Performance Center. It should still be live tonight. That's the latest that was going on right now. Sean says AJ is going to carry the old man, just as Randy is going to carry Edge, Roman, carry Bill, Drew better win, Owens better win. As for Lynch against the Ace of Spades, they would seem to be setting this up for Ronda to take her down. Possibly, and as far as who's going to carry who and they should do this, shouldn't do that, you'd be surprised how many things WWE does not have to do in order to make you happy, or me, or anyone else. We will see how it plays out. I will be surprised if everything goes exactly the way you said it, but I would not be shocked if I'm being honest with you. We'll see what goes down on April 5th, if indeed WrestleMania 36 actually does take place in the shape, form, and fashion as it's been advertised. Scott Taylor says they will stop. I guess we'll stop all wrestling things. It's possible. WrestleMania relocated to another venue. It's possible, Marcus, but here's the problem we have. There's a travel ban into effect right now, which means 80,000 people from all over the world are supposed to come to WrestleMania 36. How are they going to get there now? We'll see. I think canceling this thing is bad. Rescheduling this thing is going to be a logistical nightmare. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a mess from start to finish no matter what they have to do. If they insist on going live, if they insist on trying to run this thing without a lot of the audience there because they can't travel from other countries to get here, I don't know how that thing's even going to look on camera. We'll see how it goes. Ronnie's in Conover, North Carolina. So am I, my friend. Thank you for hanging out, for sure. Thank you for the kind words, too, my friend. I appreciate that. Surely all these things can wait, Jonathan says. The Premier League has been postponed until another day. The world crazy health is important. It is more important. Jack in New Jersey. Jack in Jersey. Welcome. That's my terrible impression of your hometown. So thanks for hanging out, man. Robbie says, hey, so glad to have an escape from the news. Seems to be a downer for us homebodies. Robbie, glad you tuned in to the main event because this time we're talking about the coronavirus. No rest for the wicked, Robbie. Sorry about that. It's what people are talking about, man. People want to know about the cancellations. So that's what we're doing here today. So, Aaron, thanks for hanging out, man. Let's see, work and 6 kids keep you busy. Brother, I got work and 1 kid, and that's plenty for me. Trust me when I tell you that. So, yes, breaking news due to coronavirus. Hangman Adam Page will not be accepting beers from fans. Well done, Victor. There's a reason why you're a top fan, my friend. Well done. Teresa Richards says, from Bailey, Teresa and Bailey, what's up? Teresa and Bailey. Tom and Conover, what's going on? Montrese, you don't have to miss the show. Just show up. It's all good. Thanks for hanging out again. I appreciate it. I'm still looking at your kids' pics on Facebook. That sounded a lot creepier than I meant it to. Whenever you post and I see your little boy, he's growing up. My little boy's 11. It's breaking my heart that he's growing up. Yes, Lance, NJPW will probably be back for everyone. You're right about that. Jermaine says, I've been watching wrestling since WrestleMania 3. I was 5 years old. 5 or 4. Be 38 in December. Just went to Monday Night Raw. So Jermaine is a WWE fan. Nothing wrong with that, man. What's up, Nate? Let's see, Atlanta here. Who do you think? Jake Snake Robertson. So Jake has already introduced Lance Archer as part of the AEW family now. So we'll see what happens next. Let's see if they build a stable. We'll see what goes on. NXT Brawl was awesome. Yes, sir, it was. Jeff Hardy is scheduled to return tonight. You're right. Jim, what's up, Jim? It's been a minute liking the new look. Everything's basically looked down here in a high except work, of course. Yeah, for sure. I feel you on that. Thanks for hanging out again. Corey says this thing is killing me. I don't even have no hockey, no baseball, no basketball. Well, that's why you got to watch more wrestling and more Tom Clark's main event and more high velocity wrestling. What's up? So, yes. Chip, you have. What's up with everybody saying that they've missed the show too much? Justin, what's up? Justin in Jersey. We got some JJs happening today. You're the second guy in Jersey today to say hello. NXT was good this week. Don't know if I'd call it great, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Paige is supposed to be there tonight, Samuel. Yes, indeed he do. We'll see what happens when SmackDown goes live tonight from the WWE Performance Center. That's the latest on that for sure. And more NJPW. Everyone needs more NJPW, Lance. No doubt about it. Why another Gargano versus Ciampa? Haven't we seen this already? Mark, we've seen it a bunch, but here's the deal. If both guys are better in NXT, and we agree that they are, if both guys are better off staying in NXT, and we agree that they should, that means you're going to see them perform a lot more against each other because that's what they're doing. That's where they're staying. So, who's the Mr. Man of the Mask in AEW? Alma, I have no idea. We know for sure that, we assume that Luke Harper is coming on board. So we'll see when that happens. There could be some other surprises along the way. I still think Harper will be the leader of the Dark Order. We're 99% sure that Matt Hardy signed a contract with AEW. We'll see when he shows up as well. So that'll be interesting to see. My guess, Sandy, is that fans will be in the Performance Center. Don't know how many of those fans will be actually family, and how many of them will be locals that they just bring in. I don't know how this is going to work. Logistically speaking, this is a much easier fix than WrestleMania 36. We will see what happens on April 5th. Supposedly, the city of Tampa has left it in the hands of WWE. So we'll see. Chip says you got the best show on the interweb today. Keep it up. Love the new look. Thank you, Chip. Very nice of you, my friend. Who kidnapped Raul Mendoza in NXT? And Sandy, maybe the better question is, how come no one cares that there was a kidnapping, which is a federal offense, and no one cares? I don't know. Drew did squish the spider mark for sure. Thank God that little bit of nightmare is over, yes? All right, let's get to more cancellations, fans. We've talked about AEW. Let's talk about AEW. They have rescheduled the March 18th Dynamite to take place in Rochester, New York. This week's show will be taped with a limited audience at Daly's Plaza in Jacksonville, Florida. The Rochester event has been rescheduled for July 8th. The March 25th event for you guys in Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts has been postponed. Blood and Guts is their version of the War Games match, which essentially is the War Games match. Ring of Honor, the 18th anniversary pay-per-view, easy for me to say, past and present, shows this weekend have all been canceled. AAA and MLW, March 14th, Tijuana, Mexico is scheduled to take place. So if any of you guys had tickets to that or plan on watching it, you're good to go. Evolve Wrestling, this weekend's Evolve 147, 148 have been postponed until May 8th in Livonia, Missouri. Is that Missouri or Michigan? Michigan. And May 9th in Chicago. All tickets will be honored for those dates. New Japan Pro Wrestling from March 1st through the 22nd. All events have been postponed. We don't know what's going on now in terms of when they're going to hold those events. There's some other independent shows that have been rescheduled, including Big Time Wrestling, Defy. Defy is canceled and rescheduled. Maryland Championship Wrestling has been postponed. They've postponed quite a bit of their shows. OTT Wrestling rescheduled. Pro Wrestling PWG postponed, rescheduled. Let's see. Stardom canceled. All of Stardom shows March 20th through the 29th in Japan have been canceled. So, yeah, this thing is going crazy out there, folks. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's insane. So, there you go. Billy says Mox probably won't come out through the crowd. You know what Mox would say? I don't care about this stuff. I'm coming out through the crowd. We'll see. So, thought Blood and Guts show was getting moved to a different location. Jim, as of right now, the information I have in front of me, I'm not saying you're wrong, okay? But the information I have in front of me, hang on, I'll get back to it. AEW Newark, New Jersey, Blood and Guts has been postponed. I don't know to what time. I don't know what we're talking about or when. We will see. How about we check out AEW's actual site? Okay, all right. So Rochester, Newark rescheduled. Let's see. Rochester and Newark. Let's get to it. If we can. You hear the fan on the laptop. That thing's working crazy hard right now. Let's see. Rochester has been relocated. That's the Dynamite show to Jacksonville, Florida. Let's see. In addition, the Dynamite show on March 25th at Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey, will be located to a new venue. The show will be televised live on TNT. Let's see. And there's nothing here about... We'll see. Let's just click under the events tab and go from there, shall we? We'll see what it says here. Man, this thing's working hard today, folks. Let me just tell you. Got to get a handle on the tech, man. As I said, anytime you try something new, or you go to try something new, I should say, sometimes it works great right off the bat. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. There is nothing on AEW's website in terms of what's going on with Blood and Guts. It has completely been removed from the events page. So I assume that means that it is definitely not happening. Let's see. All AEW events are currently moving forward as scheduled. Of course, the safety and well-being of AEW's partners, fans, and talent is always a top priority. Let's see. See, their statement says one thing, updated March 9th. So it's a little out of date. So, yeah. We'll see where it goes from here. So, yeah, it's a mess, man. It's a crazy time out there to be a pro wrestling fan, for sure. Yeah. So there you have it. It's an insane time out there, folks. No doubt about it. Do I think they will cancel? Sorry about the audio and video I'm on. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm trying my best here for it not to lag, but you know that's sort of where I'm at right now. My apologies for that, for sure. Chris, thanks for hanging out, man. No worries. Good morning, Belinda. Hope all is well. WrestleMania, Ben Shaw, as of right now, WrestleMania 36 is still going on as planned. WWE operates and lives in a bubble. They have for years. They say that the health and well-being of all their talent, yada, 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 XYZ. Not that they're not being honest with you, but at the same time, they do live on and move on in spite of the world around them. So we'll see what happens with Mania. Would it be a good idea to postpone? You better believe it would. Just put it in Saudi. I hate to say it that way, but that's where they're hanging their hat these days, is the Middle East and Saudi Arabia. So you know what? Do it over there. I hate to be that guy, but it's just how I feel right now. Sandy says it'll be cool when the NXT superstars are in the crowd at SmackDown. Or the crowd at SmackDown. Well, that would be nice. Noah says, off subject a little, but do you think WWE will let the Midnight Express in the Hall of Fame? Yes, absolutely. Midnight Express with Jim Cornette should definitely go into the WWE Hall of Fame. Having said that, I will tell you the same thing that I tell everyone, Noah, that I tell everybody that ever asks about WWE Hall of Fame. This Hall of Fame is determined by one person and one person only. It's one man's call. So don't ever get too upset or too happy, actually, about anything, because it's one dude calling the shots. You don't get to vote. Pro wrestling writers like myself don't get to vote. No one's voting. There is no vote. This is one guy and one guy only, and that's where we are with this right now. So, yeah, there you go. Yes, sir, Ben. Thank you. Yes, sir. So, folks, I've got a little bit of an announcement to make to all 82 of you and counting. Yours truly is going to start his own Patreon site. I know if you guys are not familiar with that, let me give you the skinny. Basically, I start offering premium content for those who want to kick some money to yours truly on a monthly basis. It's not very high. I'm not going to tap your wallet and drain you dry or anything like that, so don't worry about that. Basically, I've been consulting about it. I've been thinking about it. I've been talking to good friends about it, about what I should do to try to take the main event to the next level, and I feel like this is part of it. The show will always be free here on Wrestling Rumors. It's free to subscribe. It's free to download. What this will be is something in addition to Tom Clark's main event. It would be an extracurricular activities based on the content that I can provide as someone with 10 years of pro wrestling writing experience, 7 years of podcasting experience, a lifetime of being a fan, and also currently working with a professional wrestling organization behind the scenes and as part of the face of their social media. So keep your eyes open. As soon as I go live with the Patreon site, I will post links on the Facebook pages. Tell me what you think. Are you down for this? Are you interested? Is it something you'd be willing to do? We're going to offer watch-alongs for the show. We're going to offer the premium content will be we watch a live event. We all hang out together, watch a live event, which I think will be pretty cool. It'll be on a closed Facebook video link where only those who have subscribed can actually watch the show along with me, and we'll have fun, man. We'll just kick back. I may even have a bottle of water and just kick back. Maybe the boy will be involved. He'll be in the room watching it with us. Tell me what you guys think, man. Tell me what you think. I'm curious to see what your advice or what your opinions are on the subject. So there you go. Hello, Keith and Bradford. Been a while for you. Yes, it has. But a lot of people are telling me that. Chip says, nudes! Chip, you caught me, brother. The shirt comes off for the live watch-along. There you go. Everyone's been asking for it. That's right. The shirt comes off. I'm totally playing. Don't anyone get scared. Joe says he lives in Tampa. Doesn't look good for WrestleMania. No, Joe, it's looking pretty rough. I think they will postpone Mania. Oh, Chips, dude, you guys seem excited. That's awesome. Thank you guys for the support. I promise you, I swear to God, I'm not asking for a war pension here. I promise you. Okay, it's not gonna be a ton of cash. I promise you that. And for those of you who have been asking about the Tom Carr's main event T-shirts, I've had a lot of people asking. They are coming. I promise you that. I will put up links. We're gonna do shophvw.com. Which is going to be the merch site for High Velocity Wrestling, the company that I am the social media director for. So keep your eyes open on that. Chip says, "Get crazy, flavored water." There you go. Sandy, what am I repeating for you, my friend? I'm starting my own Patreon site. What's up, Jamel? Jamel, thank you for hanging out again in Vegas. Very cool of you to come back. Thanks, everybody. I always thank you guys for hanging out. I always thank you guys who don't watch but just listen for doing that. Thank you to everybody, man. This means a lot. I would not be in a position to offer any sort of Patreon at all, or even put my name out there were it not for you guys. You guys have made me believe in myself. You've made me believe in my show. You've brought me up to heights to which I was never at before I went live on Wrestling Rumors. So you guys have made this possible. Thank you to Wrestling Rumors who give me the platform, as I always do every week, every time I go live. Thank you to you fans, as I said before, for making me believe in myself and letting me know that it's cool to go out here and do my thing. It means a lot, for sure. Hello, John. What's going on? Alma, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Ben, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you're interested in the Patreon, brother. The show will always be free here on Wrestling Rumors. It's free to subscribe and download on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. I charge nothing for the show, and I will never charge anything for the show, just so you guys know. The Patreon will be above and beyond what I currently offer with the free show. Chris, thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. To all of you who have not maybe checked out High Velocity Wrestling, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. So we've covered the cancellations. We've covered the boo, this sucks kind of news of shows getting postponed and canceled and all that silliness. They're tearing up the stores. They're tearing up the world right now because they're going nuts with this coronavirus thing. Again, I apologize for the lag. I am working on this. Please be patient with me, folks. I implore you to please be patient. Let's get to some pro wrestling questions. Hit me with something besides the coronavirus, man. Let's just have some fun with this if we can. Hit me with something. We're going to go to top fan Mark Gray first. Why'd they have Shane dominate the EC match like that? Shayna, right? I'm sorry, my apologies. Like a lot of people call the main event. Listen, Mark, here's what I'll answer to that question. You either want to get Shayna Baszler over as a top woman in the women's division, top star, top heel, or you don't. How do you get over a star? How do you make a star? You get over a heel by having them dominate. That's what you do. They had to do this. All that information that was coming out from other podcasts talking about Vince is no longer high on Shayna Baszler. What happened to that? That just goes to show you, folks, don't believe everything you hear. Okay, I may not be an expert on all things, but I will always give you this bit of advice before I tell you anything else. Take what you hear on the internet with a grain of salt. Okay. Do your research. Go listen to people like me who give you down the road, middle of the road opinions instead of saying this is absolutely going to happen. This is absolutely not going to happen. Those people are going to lead you down the wrong path, folks. I swear to God, I'm right about this. If I'm right about nothing else, I'm right about that. Unless you are behind the curtain in these companies with your ear to the ground and you're involved in behind the scenes, then you don't know what you're talking about. That goes for anybody in my field who promise that they know, who swear to God that they know. Don't listen to them, okay? The best thing you could do is look at both sides of whatever story you're talking about. Try to take differing opinions, try to match them up and meet somewhere in the middle, and then wait to see what happens. If you don't do it that way, you're on your own. If you listen to people that don't do it that way, they're on their own. Trust me when I tell you, folks, no one's an authority here. I'll give you my best advice, my best opinions, my best guesstimates. That's all I can do for you. I can't tell you because I don't have Vince McMahon's ear. He's not on the phone, folks. He's not in my contact list, I promise you, okay? Neither is Tony Khan. So the only thing I can do is give you my educated opinion. After years of writing about this, years of podcasting, years of being a fan, and years of being in the business myself, I'll give you my honest-to-God opinion. That's what I can do for you, okay? I don't know how else to say it to you. That's just where I'm coming down on. Elvis Martinez, best name ever. What do you think of Vince, Stephanie, and Shane if they were going to be in the Hall of Fame next year? I would like to see it. Elvis has no issue with the McMahon family joining the Hall of Fame. Brother, you might be the only one that doesn't care about that. That would stir up a crazy lot of controversy, in my opinion. If Matt Hardy joins AEW, as Chris Jericho says, WWE will never, ever call Matt Hardy again. I disagree with that, Corey. Thank you, Kit. I disagree with that, man. Totally. I don't think Matt burned any bridges. I think they burned him on the way out. If you have Matt Hardy's phone number and you've got the money and want to do business, you should call Matt Hardy. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Vince or Tony Khan or whoever. Call the man. He can do something for you. Sandy, I agree. Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan was top-notch. I did enjoy it very much. Cherie, what's up, Cherie? What do you think about Bayley getting tired of her heel? It would be great if she turned on Sasha this time. I think the fact that she just recently turned heel, I don't think you're going to see her turn back anytime soon. That's my opinion. I think if anyone turned on anybody, it'd be Sasha, but you wouldn't believe it then either because she's flip-flopped back and forth too, right? I think Bayley has embraced this character and done as much with it as she could. Can she do more? Possibly. She's won me over to a lot of degree, and to other degrees, I think it looks like she tries too hard. In my opinion, maybe that's just the way I take it, the way I see it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't dislike her at all. Who do you think is doing the glitch on WWE? Jim, it could be anybody, brother. It could be somebody brand new that they've repackaged, or a star that they've given them a stupid new name or whatever nonsense. I wish I had a guess for you, Jim, but I really don't. Mark says Gulak should get a push. Define the word push, Mark. Does push mean that he starts getting on TV a lot? He's been on TV. Does it mean that he gets title shots? He's had cruiserweight title shots. Does it mean that he's presented as a viable contender, as a viable performer? That all those things have happened. If by push you mean that he gets serious contention for NXT championships, then sure, I guess why not? I don't know how much of that would benefit him, or would benefit the fans or the company. I don't know. I like Drew a lot. Don't misunderstand me. I'd love to see him get something more than what he has. No, Daniel Bryan is not heel. Andy Bean, excuse me. What do you think Jeff will do on his return? I think he'll come out and thank the fans. If he does nothing else. As far as who he could pick a fight with, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. He's coming in right before WrestleMania is supposed to go down. Whether or not it does go down, who knows? It's kind of too late for him to jump into anything. I guess they could, retrofit anything they want to. Christopher gets his Killer Cross on the static. I agree with that totally. Kids, are you talking about Bayley, Kit, with her haircut is atrocious? Yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that for sure. Yes, Jack, I do believe Hardy's heading to AEW. Gulak and Bryan as a tag team would be great. Then down the line, have Gulak turn on Dan. Well, I guess. I don't think he would need to be full babyface, to be honest with you. I don't think it'd be necessary. Talking about Chippy, talking about Matt Hardy's a great trainer. I absolutely agree with that. Again, if you got Matt Hardy's phone number, why aren't you calling Matt Hardy? That seems like a no-brainer to me, man. Call the guy. I mean, he could do something for you for sure. Why not? Cody and Dustin fell in some hard times on Wednesday. Hard times, baby. You said that, Elvis, for sure. Jeff Hardy to win the IC Championship. No news about Harper, Amon. I do believe he's in AEW. I believe it's only a matter of time before we see him on TV. I do believe that he will be the leader of the Dark Order. I think that the correlation will be made between him and Bray, whether it's spoken or unspoken. Bray's the leader of his own dark faction. And then much along the same vein as what Harper was kind of born and raised in the Wyatt family, he leads his own dark faction. We'll see what happens, man. What else we got going on, folks? What else you want to talk about today? I'm glad we got all the bad stuff out of the way first. I like this show to be fun. And again, if I'm having issues, it looks like I'm having issues with the feed. My apology, my sincerest apologies. I am working on making this thing better. So please be patient, and thank you for being patient. The links to the Patreon site will go up today. So I'm going to offer something cool to sign up if you sign up in the next 2 weeks. So please stay tuned for that. And again, much, much appreciated for your time and attention. Ricardo says, Edge and Orton's story has been great. Who would you like to see Edge feud with next? Ricardo, can I be straight with you? I think that he's done after Mania. Just because he signed a contract doesn't mean he's signed to wrestle for 2 or 3 years. It could just mean that he signed a contract to make appearances, to maybe play an authority role in some regard, maybe to be a manager, maybe to be a commentator, maybe to do something different, try something new on the air, maybe to have maybe he and Christian bring back the podcast in a big bad way. I don't know. I could be wrong. As far as Who I'd like to see him feud with, there's a plethora of guys he's never worked before. I'd love to see him work at this point. I mean, there's so many guys. He and Ricochet would be fun, I think. I think Edge would be like, oh God, this kid's got to slow down for me, right? There's a plethora of guys I'd like to see him work. We'll just see what happens, man. Let's take it one day at a time. Let's see if Mania even takes place first. Jeff Hardy's win the Andre the Giant match. I'll buy that, Adam. Why not? Why not? Speaking of people turning heel on each other, when will Big E turn on Kofi? Kit, I don't know, brother. That seems to me to be something that's just I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. That just seems to be something that there never has really been a good time for it. And I'm one of those guys who believes New Day should never break up. I'm sorry. That's the boat I'm in right now. I know they're going to do it because they can't help themselves. Because WWE can't help but sabotage their own gimmicks. When something's successful, they can't help but run it in the ground because it's what they do. I'm a firm believer that they really can't help themselves at this point. That's what I believe. Dream versus Cole takeover Tampa. I'd buy that, Mark, for sure. Robbie, I don't have anything new or latest on Scott Steiner. I don't think anything terrible has happened. The last I heard was that he was in stable condition, that he was going to recover. Now, I don't know what that means. Anything could change at a moment's notice. We do wish Scott Steiner all the best. I've been an outspoken critic of his over the past several years. The very thing that people praise him for has been the thing that I've criticized him for. The outspokenness, the not having a filter, that kind of thing. Some people appreciate that and respect it. I think it's good in small doses, in my opinion. I think when he tore into Flair, that ruined it for me years ago. I don't hold a grudge, but I don't really forget either. But that's all professional nonsense. That's nothing to do with Scott Steiner, the man, personally. I don't wish harm on anybody. So, Christopher says he forgot I was on. Everyone take a moment out of your day to boo Christopher. Boo and hiss Christopher Wilson. Boo. I'm just kidding, man. Thanks for hanging around. Edge and Chris can start a new brood, bring back Gangrel. Hey, Jim, if they don't do anything else, bring back the music. Hey, I love that music. Best WWE interest music of all time next to Stone Cold Steve Austin. My humble opinion. Shane, my man, Kenny Omega's heel turn to me won't affect Heyman and Page. Heyman can play on both sides of the fence. I do think Kenny would turn on Page before Page turns on anybody else. I like the fact that Page is riding the fence right now. He's obviously a babyface, but he's not. I wrote a column last night. I know it's hard to believe. I don't write a whole lot these days, right? But I do believe that Jon Moxley is AEW's latest incarnation of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not that he's ripping anybody off, because he's not. Moxley's his own man. But I think he's as close to a modern-day Texas Rattlesnake as we're ever going to get. Do I think Heyman Page could fall in that category? Absolutely. And listen, when I draw comparisons, please don't misunderstand me. It's not that I'm saying that the guy is the next version. He is this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that to me as a fan, as a writer, as an insider, right? To me, this is who Mox is working in the vein of, is Steve Austin. And to me, Adam Page is much in the same way. Sandy said Jeff Hardy needs his old theme back. No more words. You like that one, do you? I was indifferent to it. Israel in Jersey City. What's up in Jersey? We got Jersey represent in the house today, man. We need Kevin Smith to come on the show. That'd be great. Yeah, for sure. What's up with KO doing the stunner? Richard, it's just something he loves to do, man. He just loves to do it. It's his thing, man. I think it's an homage to Stone Cold. Why not do it? Dennis says, I realize the Hall of Fame is a joke, but still great to know David Boy Smith is going in. Dennis, I agree with that. I hope that David Boy Smith Jr., Harry Smith, will be at the Hall of Fame ceremony. He should be there. He should induct his father if no one else does. Bret Hart would probably induct him, as my guess. But I think that Harry should accept. Even though Harry is... where is Harry at? He's exclusively MLW now, I believe. I'd love to see him in AEW, to be honest with you. Darlene, what's up? As of right now, WrestleMania 36 has not been postponed, but don't go to sleep in the next 10 minutes. So, Mark is asking if steroids abuse that caused Scott's issue. I don't know, and I won't comment on that, Mark. I'm one of those guys that gets really touchy about the steroid subject because I think more wrestlers have been accused than have actually taken. And a lot have taken. They have. Jim Ross is of the belief that if if you're monitored by a doctor very closely, that steroids are good. It helps with the healing process. It does help with natural strength. It can be beneficial for your body. That's one man's opinion. Who am I to say Jim Ross is wrong about anything? I don't know if I agree with that, but that's not for me to say if he's wrong or right. I will tell you that I have a problem pointing the finger at anybody when it comes to steroids. I just can and won't do it, man. That's just my own personal philosophy. When Eddie passed away, what's the first thing everyone said about Eddie? The steroids killed him. Steroid abuse killed him. You know what I said? The body's not even cold yet. What's wrong with you people? I said that out loud. What's wrong with you people? You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. His family's suffering right now. His family's... Trust me when I tell you, you feel the pain of losing someone close to you. Okay? You never forget that. They've never forgotten. Vicky will never forget it. His kid will never forget it. Okay? And shame on people for bringing that stuff up. Shame on people for talking about drugs when China was not even gone 24 hours. Shame on people for doing that. People ought to be ashamed of themselves. What's wrong with people anyway? People are bad. People are bad. Pat asked about Mance Warner's character being just like Stone Cold. I don't know if I'd say just like it. It's close. I'll give you that. I love Mance Warner. I wish Mance wouldn't do the comedy stuff. But a lot of these guys do the comedy stuff, and I have to look past it if I'm going to continue being a fan. I don't want to look past it sometimes, but I love Mance Warner. I'd love to see Mance in AEW. The old Mancer. I think that'd be fun. I do enjoy his work, man. Yes, Kelly. Thank you as well. Jim says, I don't see why David Boy Jr. wouldn't induct his dad. He was at last year's Hall of Fame ceremony. He's one of the first guys to get the guy. Oh, my God. Harry Smith proved his medal last year, didn't he, Jim? That was good stuff, man. Jim Myers, how come you're not a top fan? How in the world are you not a top fan? As much as I've seen you on the show, as much as we've talked. Mark, bringing up the red herring. Will Benoit ever make it to the Hall of Fame? Mark, I don't care. I don't care. I just don't. The Hall of Fame is a Hall of Fame on paper. Does it mean something to the men and women in it? Of course it does. Does it mean something to the men and women not in it? Maybe. Does it mean a lot to fans? I assume so. Is it real? That's for you to debate and decide. What Benoit did is unforgivable. I know the argument that he wasn't in his right mind. I get it. And after having learned more about concussions and all that stuff, I get it. I totally get it. He knew enough to kill himself. Okay? He knew enough. He knew enough at the end. He knew enough. I won't comment on a man's state of mind at the end. And I won't pretend to know what's in a man's head or heart at the time that he meets his maker. Or whoever that person may or may not be. Not for me to say. I don't judge based on that. I judge based on actions. In my opinion, that thing would tear WWE apart from top to bottom, and I think it would invalidate a lot of what people already view as a very weak Hall of Fame. That's just my opinion. Does that mean it'll never happen? I never said that. We'll see what goes on. Brenda is in North Carolina. Brenda, where are you in North Carolina? I'm in Conover. Jim says I haven't been able to watch the show lately, probably why I'm not a top fan anymore. Let's see what else is going on. I just had someone trying to call me. Isn't that funny? So, yeah, let's see. Lance says, do you think his son will be a wrestler? He is training for sure. We'll see. What's up, Gary? Everyone, please welcome Gary Benfield, HVW owner and promoter. Yeah, welcome. What's up, man? Kid said that Chris Sullivan theory is pretty convincing. Kid, I'm not going to comment on theories. I'm not going to comment. He did what he did. It's over. We all just need to let it go. We all just need to let it go. Mike and Tejas. Welcome, Mike and Tejas. Thanks for hanging out. For sure. In case, for those of you who do follow HVW, we put out the announcement first thing this morning at the crack o' dawn, as it were, that HVW at this time is not canceling any of our live events. Now, I will say this. I will back it up with this comment. We are partnering with the venues that we partner with. If the ladies and gentlemen who are in charge of these venues determine that it's not safe, we will have those discussions if and when they arise. As of right now, none of the HVW's events have been canceled or even postponed. So there you go. Just so everyone's aware. Let's see. Darlene's in Augusta, GA. Augusta, GA. I just remember the James Brown song and the live album. By the way, if you don't own the James Brown live album, the live CD album, whatever, digital download, dude, please go buy the freaking thing. It's amazing. To hear him live in concert, it's great stuff. Tony in Illinois. Hey, what's up? And Tony in Illinois. Let's see. No, I'm not from Colorado. Anyone else here from Colorado? I asked someone earlier what part of North Carolina they were in. Brenda in North Carolina. Brenda, where are you in North Carolina? Not to be creeping on you or anything, but I'm in Conover, North Carolina. I had someone checking earlier from Conover as well. I don't get that too often. Mark says Styles won Wrestler of the Decade. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, for my money, for what it's worth, I still believe Kazuchika Okada is the best in the world. I believe the day that Okada retires will be the day he's no longer the best in the world. Then it'll even be debatable then, in my opinion. I still believe he's the best in the world, folks. But to be consistent, to be at the game as long as he has been, yeah, AJ, for sure. I mean, that's hard to argue that. Ooh, Shane says, I want to see you give a platform for I Am Righteous to explain his beef with you. Shane, so listen, some people like him, like Righteous, have accused me of ducking him. I'm not ducking anyone. I'm busy, okay? He goes on Facebook and he rants about me. He rants about the company, and a lot of weird stuff happens. The platform is coming. It will be a platform of my choosing, of HVW's choosing, not Righteous. I will not be held hostage or held captive by anyone who demands my attention, by anyone who attempts to make this personal, as if I have a vendetta against someone. There's no vendetta. This man has refused to address the truth, and the truth is that there's no vendetta. There's no conspiracy anywhere at all. And he'll bash me for even saying the word conspiracy. I guarantee it. It'll be on my terms. It'll be on HVW's terms. I will not bow down to any sort of such nonsense, because if you open the door to that, then people will control you and control the narrative forever. And I don't want that. I don't want to control anything. That's not the goal. But I don't like to be backed into a corner, because I shouldn't have to be. You want to know why? There's no basis for it. It's all silly and ridiculous nonsense anyway. There you go. Alma says, could it be possible to still do WrestleMania but change the live access and Hall of Fame? I don't think so, Alma. Again, we're talking about 80,000 people flying in from all over the world. All over the world. I don't think it's possible to do Mania. I don't think it's possible without postponing it. Jamel says, my wife just screwed you on James Brown. Well, she should. She should. James Brown's freaking, come on. Godfather of Soul. James Brown. Absolutely. Let's see. When we see Brian Cage, I like Brian a lot. I got to be honest with you, man. It concerns me to some degree with AEW. First, they brought in Cobb. Jake the Snake's there. Lance Archer is there. We're pretty sure Luke Harper's there. Matt Hardy will be there. These could all be fine signings. And I will always give AEW the benefit of the doubt. And here's why. Because AEW has not really let me down yet as a fan. I'm not talking about as a writer. I'm talking about as a fan. They've not let me down. Okay? WWE has let me down as a fan multiple times over the years. They advertise things that don't go through with them. They push guys, then they just suddenly drop them. They tell you one thing, they do something else. That's letting down your fan base. WWE's very good at it. AEW has not done that to this point. So until they do, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Are they signing too much talent at one time? I can't say that because I don't know how they're going to handle it all yet. We'll wait and see how it goes down. Let's see. Sting ever come back to WWE? Mike, I believe it's over for Sting, in my honest opinion. What is your favorite moment of Matt Hardy? I got to interview Matt Hardy years ago. That was fun. It was when he was still in TNA. And he had not started doing the big money Matt stuff yet. Or what do they call him? Cold Blood Matt Hardy? He hadn't started doing that yet. He was just before the Cold Blood thing. But I met he and his wife Rebby at an HVW event actually, and got to interview them. He's a very cool guy, dude. Very cool guy. So as far as my favorite Matt Hardy moment, I think anything with the Woken stuff and the Broken stuff, obviously. Yeah, so good. I think the night that Bray saved him, was it at Mania that he saved him? I think that was pretty cool. I have to say that was more of a Bray moment than a Matt moment, but it was still pretty cool to see. To me, wrestlers, you can put them all on TV at the same time. It's only a 2-hour show. Carlos, you're totally right. But to that point, AEW is developing a third hour of TV. And supposedly it will not be 3 hours of Dynamite. It will be a second hour of programming. A second show. Tony Khan has led on to the fact that it's a way to showcase more talent because they can't cram everybody into 2 hours of Dynamite, to your point. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes down. Christopher, once again, says AW needs to sign Kelly Kelly and Emma to do women's division. I agree with the Kelly Kelly part. Emma, maybe. I like her. We'll see. I agree with Kelly for sure. Gary says, what do you think WWE is going to do with Jeff Hardy and Paige? Again, I think Jeff will come out and thank the fans, if nothing else. He might get real and say, thank you for your support, despite the fact that I continue to have issues, but I want you to know I'm on the right path and I want to get better. I don't know what he's going to say. That'd be my guess. Someone mentioned the Intercontinental title. It's possible, right? He and Sami Zayn. He just pops up. Sami Zayn throws out an open challenge. Jeff Hardy's music hits. He comes out, beats him. Maybe that's why they gave the belt back or gave the belt to Sami to begin with. Who knows? We'll find out tonight, right? Yeah, we're going on an hour here. We still got a little bit of time, folks. I like to keep it an hour, right? I had some stuff to get up and do first thing this morning. A couple places to go to, and then my kid actually has the day off from school and Monday. I can't do anything with him Monday, but I'm going to go pick him up after the show today and try to do something with him before the day gets away from us. Time passes, baby. Time just flies by, and that's the truth. Let's see. Do you think that well, they would cancel a live event? James, I'm not sure what you're asking me, brother. Do I think AEW is going to last? Well, Chris, they got 4 more years guaranteed. And, brother, if they can make it 5 years, they got a fighting chance. TNT already believes in them. They've not made any moves to spoil it. They've not made any crazy or dumb moves to ruin it. Chris, I'd love to see them last. Absolutely. Because pro wrestling needs AEW. Pro wrestling needs New Japan. Pro wrestling needs Ring of Honor. I hope Ring of Honor rights the ship. They need to. These companies need to be successful. It's more places for men and women to work. It's more jobs behind the scenes. More stuff for people like me to write about and possibly work for in the future one day, which is a goal of mine. That's where I'm coming from. I want to see them last. Absolutely last. You'd want to see it too. Yes, Gary, I think WrestleMania will happen, but I don't think it'll happen on April 5th. I think they will postpone it, but I don't know how far. In my opinion, we're looking at May. That's my guess. My best guess is the month of May. We'll see WrestleMania 36. That's what I believe. Maybe June. Right? Victor, I may take him to the Waffle House. We enjoy Waffle House way too much. I'm not going to lie. Hot button topic. Alan going to hit us. Will wrestling events cancel cause of this virus? I don't know Alan, I don't know what you're asking me, brother. Ask me again. I've been hoping that AEW since that last pay-per-view is getting better, and as much as I hate to say, WWE is getting worse. Listen, I'm not saying that you're right, but a lot of people believe that as well. Yes, Gary, absolutely. Pro wrestling needs HVW, especially where we are, for sure. I have faith in the company. I really do. I have faith in what we're doing. By the way, if any of you have been following my other podcast, which is the HVW official podcast, last night I interviewed Sadie Lee Moss, a standout of the HVW ladies division. That show will be released on Tuesday. So, teaser. There you go. What do I think Paige is going to do? Brian, I don't know. Paige can no longer compete. Of course, they said that about Edge. They said it about Shawn Michaels back in the day. They said that about a lot of people. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised to see Paige back in the ring. At this point, why would I be shocked over that? I say if she can go and she's healthy and the doctors sign off on it and she's okay with it and her family's okay with it, I say let it happen. If that's what she wants. Yes, I did answer about Mania already, Alan, for sure. Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. All right, man. Sorry, I couldn't get the gist of what you were asking me. My bad. Undertaker's last match against AJ, Sandy wants to know. Sandy in Germany, what's up? Sandy, are you going to become a Patreon? You're a patron of my Patreon? Be awesome if you did. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so here's where I stand on Undertaker's last match. I've seen it. And I've seen it. Okay? Every time I turn around, I see, this could be Undertaker's last. He's riding off in the sunset. He put his hat down, his coat, and everything. Then he comes back. I love Taker. I do. It's his call. It's his decision. You and I can sit back all day and say, Taker's too old. My God. He's an old man. The hair's ridiculous. It's Taker's call, folks. I don't know what more to tell you. It's his decision. WWE will go yes or no based upon what Mark Calloway, the man, wants to do. Here's what I can tell you I don't want. I don't want them to continue to go down the road of AJ calling Undertaker Mark Calloway, saying he's a broken down old man, and bringing up Michelle's name. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I wish they would never have done it. I hate every second of it, folks. I'm not lying. So, which match at Mania you can't wait to see? Danny, I don't have one, man. I don't have one for sure. I just don't. So Kid, here's the thing. Why not just Alan, HVW is doing fine, thank you. If you want more information, Alan, please go to the High Velocity Wrestling Facebook page and follow the page if you will. Please do. Kit May says, why not just do Mania without the crowd? I almost see Vince doing that, then delaying everything. So Kit, here I'll hit you with this: the cost to run the venue itself, to light the thing, if nothing else. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not going to be cheap. To pay everyone for showing up, to pay the crew. I mean, yes, they're sitting on a pile of cash. They totally are. I get that. But take the crowd away from a WrestleMania. Is it really WrestleMania anymore? It's not really a showcase of the Immortals if there's no one there to appreciate it, right? They might do it. I don't know. Let's see. Balor versus Walter should be fireworks. My God, Mark, from your lips to the ears of God, my friend. Absolutely, Sandy. You can support on Patreon with euros. Absolutely. Sandy, you're my guy. You know that. You're my man. So, yes, Sandy, absolutely. And as I said before the start of the show, I promise you guys, it's not a ton of cash. It's just something for some extra cool content from yours truly. I'm very much looking forward to it. So please, I'm going to put the links up today at some point. I will put them up like crazy, as I tend to do everything. So please, if you've got the means to do it, it would be greatly appreciated, obviously. Tim says, love both AEW. AEW is not as good WWE. What AEW is going to do without an audience and where. I heard WWE is going to training center later, Rolf. You talked about it. Production. Thank you, Tim, for the words of encouragement. Will my production be okay? Oh, you're talking about me? Oh, yeah, for sure, brother. I'm not going anywhere. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Main event's not going. So SmackDown Tonight's live performance center. AEW is moving AEW Dynamite next Wednesday to a place in Florida with a limited crowd, limited audience. That's the move right now. And Jim, I agree with that. You do need the crowd to feed off of. It's just not the same. Yep, absolutely not the same. Richard called it for sure. Rick Martero versus PCO Quebec style. Yeah, I hear that. So, well, listen, folks, we're coming up on the hour mark. We might boogie out of here just a few minutes early. Before we go today, I want to call your attention to a couple different things. The Boink Studios page that a lot of you may be following, or maybe you don't follow, I don't know. I've now revamped it. It's now the Tom Clark's Main Event Facebook page. Basically all of the podcast stuff is on that page for you to go check out. I will always provide links to the live shows from YouTube. So please go check that out. As I said before at the start of the show today, the podcast itself will always be free. I will never charge for the show. I just don't see a time that I'm going to do that. Okay. However, extra content and stuff will be available for a small fee on Patreon. We're going to get those links out there to you at some point today. So please stay tuned for that. I think that's all I got for you, man. So listen, thanks again for joining us. Please stay tuned to the show. Please be on the lookout for the Patreon links. I would greatly appreciate your time and attention on that, obviously. And folks, before we go anywhere else, I do want to tell you again, and please remind you, if you would, please give High Velocity Wrestling your time and attention. It would be very much appreciated. I know Garrett would appreciate it, and so would I. I'm the social media director. I'm the guy staying up all hours of the night posting this stuff, so and scheduling it to post and all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for new content coming from HVW. Our next big event is March 28th in Hendersonville, North Carolina. For all of you folks who live in North Carolina, why in the world are you not going to come to see us in Overdrive? Overdrive, March 28th, Hendersonville, North Carolina. Get your tickets at the door. They're not going to be available online this time. We've got a whole slew of events scheduled for the rest of the calendar year 2020, so please stay tuned. Thanks again to Wrestling Rumors. Thanks to everybody for listening, for downloading, for subscribing and downloading, for watching today. We're going to get out of here. We're taking it home, folks. That's right. They're showing me the door, so I'm just kidding. The light's blinking. That means I got to take it home. I'm just kidding. So we're getting out of here today, man. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for checking it out. Yes, this was episode number 170. 170. It's a milestone for the show. Can you believe I went the full hour and didn't even talk about what a milestone this is for the show, man? episode 170. Isn't that crazy? I'm humbled to still be doing this, especially on this platform. And I'm telling you right now, if none of you ever watched, if none of you ever gave me the time of day, if none of you cared enough to show up and give me repeat business each and every week, I dare say I wouldn't be here anymore, at least on this platform. So I do send out a huge thank you. That's all I got for you, man. We're getting out of here. We'll see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.